kept on, covering the nose, mouth, and chin. Next up, New Orleans Square, gateway to Galaxy's Edge.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're embarking on a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the primeval world and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, remember that for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your children.
Bienvenidos a bordo del Disneyland Railroad. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Our first stop is New Orleans Square Station. But to get there, we need to pass through the wilds of Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there. Literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails.
Alright folks, we are approaching New Orleans Square Station. This will be your stop from all Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge locations, as well as the Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, Splash Mountain, the Indiana Jones Adventure, and the rest of Adventureland, Frontierland, and Critter Country. Please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop in the station. If you're getting out here, let's exit towards the back of the train and the back of the train only. And please keep all strollers folded as the station does not have a ramp. Once again, if you're exiting here, remain seated till the train stops, and then exit towards the back. If you're staying on with us, next stop is Toontown. The train does not have a dining car, and it's not a designated dining area. Again, next stop is Mickey's Toontown. It'll be your stop for all Fantasyland and Toontown attractions. We'll be moving on as soon as we can. Thank you. Alright folks, we have our green light. We're ready to depart. Once again, remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the car. Small children need to be supervised, sitting in the parents' lap or sitting away from that big opening in the middle of the car. And again, please keep your face covers on. Next stop, Mickey's Toontown Depot.
To those just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids. We're now entering Splash Mountain, rumored to be the location of the one and only Laughing Place. With a holiday vibe, it's where the critters are celebrating the final Toon Day. Speaking of critters, here as it looked more than a century and a half ago. This is my favorite part of the journey. Around every bend, there's natural beauty as far as the eye can see. Disney animated characters and stories. If you're leaving us here, please wait until the train comes to a full stop. Remember your personal belongings and step carefully from the train. Have fun and say hi to Mickey and Minnie. Those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is Toontown Depot, Mickey's Toontown.
Remain seated until the train fully stops, folks. This is Toontown Depot, all Fantasyland and Toontown attractions. Once again, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the car. Small children under the age of 7 need to be supervised, sitting in the parent's lap or sitting in the opening in the middle of your car. Please keep all face covers on at all times, covering the nose, mouth, and chin. And please keep all food and drink put away. The train is not a designated dining area. Next stop, Tomorrowland, gateway to the future.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the Disneyland Railroad. For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto its small world just below us. And, in the distance, the majestic Matterhorn Mountain. We're now steaming forward into the future to a land in tomorrow, both practical and imagined. Here you'll find rocket ships and star skiers, submarines and astroblasters, and, if we look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is the latest version of the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail, and us, are the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars. No experience or license required. If you're into soaring spaceships or doing battle with evil empires and emperors, Tomorrowland is definitely the place for you. Speaking of which, we're pulling into Tomorrowland Station right now. If you're leaving us here, just stay seated and
All right, folks, we're approaching Tomorrowland Station. This will be your stop for all Tomorrowland attractions like Autopia, Space Mountain, the Astro Orbiter, and many more. If this is your stop, please remain seated until the train completely stops in the station. You can exit to either side, and please do leave 6 feet between other parties. And make sure to check out our marquee sign at the front of the station and rotate. Once again, remain seated until the train stops. If you're staying with us, next stop is Main Street. Tell you a little bit about the engine that's pulling our train. Never mind, we have a green light. Alright folks, we're ready to depart. Once again, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the car. Small children need to be supervised. That means they are sitting in your lap or sitting away from that big opening in the middle of the car. And please keep all face covers on at all times, covering the nose, mouth, and chin. On our way to Main Street, we are going to pass through the Grand Canyon and Primeval World dioramas. You are more than welcome to take pictures. Just please do take a minute to turn off the flash on your phone or camera. We don't want to scare the dinosaurs. Once again, take a minute to turn off the flash on your phone or camera. No flash photography in the tunnel up ahead. Next stop, Main Street, USA.
Just come aboard. Welcome. The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world of the future to the breathtaking beauty of nature's own design, the Grand Canyon. For your safety, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children and no flash photography.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Por favor, no tome fotografías con flash.
That was the Grand Canyon as we know it today. But it wasn't always this way. Now, let's travel back in time, way back in time, to the fantastic past of the Finding World, land of the dinosaurs. We're now returning to our own time and to Main Street Station, gateway to Disneyland. If you're leaving us here, stay in your seat until we come to a full stop. Remember to gather all your personal belongings and...
All right, folks, we're now approaching Main Street Station. This will be your stop for all Main Street stores, the park exit, downtown Disney, and California Adventure. Please remain seated till the train comes to a complete stop at the station. If this is your exit, please wait till the train stops and then exit towards the back of the train, and the back of the train only. Please keep all strollers folded. The station does not have a ramp.